Hello there.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Yeah.
It's late on a Wednesday and y'all don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Unemployed audience. Yeah.
Y'all really don't care. Like, it's like gonna be midnight by the time you get home. And
Don't tell them that now. They're gonna leave.
No, they won't leave. They already bought the ticket.
Oh, that's fair.
They're gonna sit here and enjoy the show.
By a real quick, round of applause, who listens to the Josh Johnson Show, the podcast?
Wow.
Okay.
That's like everybody.
So that's mostly, and then for the rest of you, clap if you've never listened to it before. Okay.
There we go.
It's hurtful that one of them is a very close friend of mine. That was actually quite hurtful. He was the loudest clap. That's very hurtful.
But it's good to know where we stand.
Yeah, because last time, we did it last year, and we came out and started talking, and then we asked that question for who listened to the podcast, and most didn't clap. I'm like, okay, cool. I love knowing our room has no idea who the fuck I am. So I wanted to really, they knew him and not me.
No, it happens. They know me, but they don't know that I do a podcast, which is what I actually spend most of my time doing. It's like... It's like when someone gets to know you real well, but then they're like, "Oh, you like act?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's what I've been doing. How do you think I make money?" And then they're like, "I didn't ask questions." You're like, what the fuck? You don't know me at all, you know?
Yeah. By the way, no, this goes without saying, but that's Josh Johnson right there. Make some noise for Josh Johnson.
How you doing? This is also my co-host, fellow stand comedian, Logan Nielsen. Give it up for Logan.
Hello. Make some noise again for Neko White, too. Thank you so much for coming out, man.
Pleasure to be here with y'all.
It's on Netflix, and you just released an album not too long ago, right?
I just released an album. It's called Marcellus, Marscellus. If you think you like me, go check that out. I think you'll like it.
Go check out his shit. Go check out shit.
So, we had you on, not just because you're hilarious stand-up. You also have a story, and we love stories. And so I just want to get right into it because I would love to hear.
Let's get right into it. So when they invited me on, they said to bring a crazy story with me. So I bought two. I'm going to try to keep them quick, but y'all bear with me. I'm long-winded, okay? So we'll start here. First of all, never underestimate your opponent, right? When I was in 7th grade, I got bullied bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, and my bully was a short dude named Corey Beckett, right? I'll never forget this shit. And he's, like, to describe him, he's the type of short dude that you could tell lost their dad because, this ain't a black thing neither. This black or white. Them niggas always got these eyes all the time. Like they looking for something far off in the distance, nigga. That kid, you know that kid, that little motherfucker. And he was
they're looking for a dad.
They're looking for a dad.
Yeah.
And
is that him? Oh, no.
No, nobody's him. They never find him. His eyes never open. They're cursed like this. So, this is the person that I'm dealing with, right? He's fighting demons that I can't hope to be a help with, right? So, this is 7th grade. This little motherfucker, and I'm not a punk, and this is the biggest thing about this shit, is that I'm from Harlem. I'm from the projects in Harlem. I fought my whole coming up, you know what I'm saying? But I went to school in the Bronx. This little motherfucker hung out with a crew of like 25 people, and I'm an hour and a half away on the train. I'm like, if I fight him, I'm gonna get fucked up before I ever make it home, right? So one day, he punched me, right? And I had like friends, well, my friends are nerds. They ain't with none of this fighting shit. We trying to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So, nigga, he knocked Dark Magician out of my fucking hand, bro. You'll never understand the frustration. That little motherfucker hit me, right? And that day, I was like, all right, I can't keep putting up with this shit, right? Because I'm gonna end up hurting this motherfucker. But what could I do? So I cut school, right? I cut school for like 33 days straight because I didn't want to deal with this shit. Now, at the time, turn that off. At the time, I'm trying to open up to you motherfuckers. I don't usually come down this far to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? I came down here to see you motherfuckers on the Josh Johnson Show. Turn your phone off. I'm fucking with you. So I cut school for 33 days, and I didn't have any cool places to go, right? But at the time, my grandmother was older, and she was sick, so we had an apartment in the Bronx. My mom was at the apartment with my grandmother in Harlem. So what I did was I had a PlayStation 2 Slim. That shit could fit in a book bag, right? I went and got a copy of my mom's key for the Bronx apartment from the hardware store. So I would just put my PlayStation in my bag, and instead of going to school, I would go to Bronx to our apartment and just chill out. right? She didn't come up there because she was busy taking care of my grandma and figured I didn't have a fucking key. So I did that for 33 days. Well, see, ACS has this thing where if you don't go to school for a certain amount of time, they will call Child Protective Services. And them motherfuckers sent a letter home. So I had to go to school now, right? So I go back to school. I'm like, all right, I've been gone for a month and 3 days. That's enough time for this little motherfucker to forget about me. Sure enough, I showed up. He bullied me like we just met. And I'm talking about, bro, like, it was to the point where that motherfucker was talking about he had a weapon and shit, all this, right? So I was like, yo, all right, I'm done, right? I'm done dealing with this shit. So now, the reason I said never underestimate your opponent is because you never know what people are thinking. You never know what people are going through. I told you I grew up in the projects in Harlem. One thing that any of my friends that know me from back then would tell you is that Neko's favorite hero was Wolverine, and he meant that shit. That's a quote. I'm telling you. My boys will tell you that I used to carry a knife, right? So I know you hear about like mass shooters and all that shit. No. I don't got time or the risk to hold a gun. But that little motherfucker, I got so tired of that nigga, I said, all right, tomorrow, I'm gonna put a stop to this shit. Wolverine style. Yo, I shit you not, bro. I watched X-Men 2, X Unlimited, back to back. Just watch Wolverine stab motherfuckers. Because I was like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to, shh. Yeah. This might be morbid, but I ain't do it. It's all right. So, but I'm telling you, I was going.
Listen here, bub.
I was going to skewer this motherfucker. And yo, like Wolverine would talk, I swear to God, I was going to dialogue with this motherfucker. Like, want to dance? Like, oh, I couldn't wait. I was going to stab the shit out of this nigga. So my preparation for school was usually like, you know, when I was cutting class, was like, all right, I'll put the PlayStation in. Man, I went and got the longest fucking butcher's knife in my grandma's house. Now, the butcher's knife was about the size of Corey. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I hate short people because of this little motherfucker, bro. Like, you family, but, like, outside of that, man, if you any shorter than Josh Johnson, don't even fucking talk to me, bro. Don't talk to me. If you have children that ain't, like, taller than you, don't have them talk to me. Stay the fuck away from me.
Could I ask what the logic behind
No, you
the
can't say
no?
shit, white man. No.
Okay.
Now,
I do feel blessed to be the line.
yeah, man.
Oh, so he can talk. Okay, that's all right. No,
Now
that's
you
fine.
get the picture.
Okay.
I'm fucking with
I'm
you,
also
white man.
editor
I
of the
think
fucking show, so we'll see if this
you
gets
can't
in.
edit this out live, nigga. I'm fucking with you, Logan. So, wait, Wolverine's real name is
Oh,
Logan.
suddenly I'm fun to have in the story.
Fuck it.
Oh.
So now, I put the knife in my bag, right? So the knife is so fucking long. I had an Adidas book bag, little drawstring shit, right? So the top of the knife, like the handle, was hanging out the top of the shit. And I was gonna kill this nigga. So I go up to school, right? So I go up to school and like my friends ain't really seen me in a minute. So everybody happy and shit. We talking on the line and I got that knife in my bag, like I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Poke that nigga. And look, I was gonna do it so cold because I was gonna do it, then I was gonna leave. Like, swear to God, I was gonna walk right up to him. I don't give a fuck people so and I was gonna twist it. Oh, I was gonna twist it. I was gonna twist the shit out that knife. Man, I get to school, and, you know, maybe it was meant for me not to do it so I get here in front of you guys tonight. And I say that because as soon as I show up to school, we sitting out front, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, this 7th grade, so for that class, they would have teachers come down if you got to school early enough. And we sitting there, and one of my friends goes, yeah, man, you know, they got metal detectors in there now. I said, what? He said, yeah, man, they got metal detectors in there now. I said, they detect metal? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I gotta go, right? So because I couldn't bring the knife and kill this nigga, I decided not to go that day, right? But then as I was walking away, I was like, well, shit, I already came here, so I may as well go inside. So I went, stashed the knife somewhere or whatever, and I got in school. So now I'm sitting in school, and you know how your teachers send you to get something? So I go to the principal's office to get something, and they ask me what, you know, been keeping me from school so long. I'm making up some lie. And then they said, you know, we had to have metal detectors put into the school because Mr. Bastian, I'll never forget it, motherfucker said, because there's another kid in school named Dante that showed up with a gun. to shoot the motherfucker that I was gonna stab. I was gonna put that little motherfucker in dirt, boy. But thankfully, none of that happened, and I get to be here with y'all.
Yeah.
So that's one of my stories.
Give it up for Neko.
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn. Wow.
Yeah.
You gotta be a real bastard to be stabbed or shot, depending on the person.
Yeah.
That's somebody who, especially since you said he was short,
Yeah.
it's like a classic bully too. Because you know those
Yeah.
bullies that are short, but then they got two big friends?
Yeah.
But then you wonder why the big friends are listening to them. You're
Yep.
like, you're big enough to kill him.
That Napoleon, bro.
Yeah.
It also shows his ability to multitask because he bullied 2 kids enough for them to want to murder him the same day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
So that
facts.
means he was really equally fucking with these 2 kids that they were just like, today's the day in unison. Like that's...
That means that he didn't learn shit. There was no time to learn in between all this bullying.
Yo, he ain't no math, he ain't know nothing, he ain't know where his dad was. It was hard for him, man. And the little nigga thought he was a preacher too, because you remember this is like 06, right? So
Yeah.
this is or it's 2005 going into 06. So this is when June 6, 06 was the thing. And I guess his grandmother or something went to church a lot. This nigga was in the classroom, and the trumpets are gonna blaze. And then the last thing we gonna see, he was doing sermons and shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but you're the devil himself, bro.
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down and stop scaring me in this
Yeah.
fucking class.
It's always the
Yeah.
kid like least likely to go to heaven.
Boom. I wonder if he dead yet.
Does he not have Facebook?
I wouldn't look up that shit. I'm Josh. You don't know, bro. I like people like that.
Yeah.
I'm all for growing and like surpassing things.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
with you, but man, him. Hey, I don't wish bad on nobody. But man, I don't wish no good on that motherfucker. Ah, man.
It sounds like you actively pray against him at night. Like
You know what? I wouldn't actively pray against nobody. 'Cause
Yeah.
God would tell me, I'm from one of those families. But
yeah.
if anybody ever, like, I don't know how long it take prayers to get answered. But if them shits got to go to a certain part of the universe, I prayed a long time ago. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple of years. That motherfucker get into like a car accident and it combust. That was all me. Like he passed on some X-Men shit. That was all me.
I love when our podcast becomes evidence.
Yeah.
Always makes me happy knowing that this will
I
be
feel like
played in
he's
front of a
towing
court.
the line though. It's like it's really on the line, you know?
It's really
like,
on fate if we
yeah,
being
yeah,
honest.
because you really can't prosecute prayer, you know? Like that's one of those things where you're like, I very much hoped this would happen, but I was not there, Your Honor.
You know what though? I shouldn't put that energy out there. I really don't hope anything happens to him. I hope wherever he is, he's free, he's safe, and I hope he found his pops, man.
Yeah.
And he killed him. I was running away! Bye-bye!
Oh,
There's
man.
a hip hop song called 24 Hours to Live. There's that line. Y'all know 24 Hours to Live. Fuck it. Song by Mace.
It's all good. Mace is probably the crossover between this demographic and Mace is probably pretty slim. Just
Yeah, swinging them and hitting them, yeah.
The Venn diagram is barely a line laying over.
You're not wrong. Shit,
Yeah.
they know the
Whatever happened
Rugrats
to
song.
Mace? Is he all right?
He's all right. He just put out a diss song against Diddy recently.
Recently, okay. So if you don't
Against
know,
Diddy recently?
yeah, this
Huh.
which is
Didn't Diddy's life go against Diddy enough? Like,
yeah. I don't really get Mace's whole thing is that way back in the day, Diddy had all of his publishing, and so he gave him like 10% of his own publishing, but he also had the master. So then Mace made almost no money off of all of his music, which was selling worldwide. So he has basically the same gripe as any other artist.
quick survey, who's picturing Mace Windu right now from Star Wars? I just wanted to check. See a couple of knowing smiles, okay?
Yeah.
Just wanted to see who
If
was...
you don't know who the rapper Mace is, just imagine any barber. Like he,
Yo, fuck off, nigga.
Mace has one of the least recognizable faces I've ever seen in my entire life.
Nah, bro, I'm from Harlem. I can't let you do that, man. Hell no. Hell no. Mace looked like, yo, every nigga that in the 90s, like, you could tell wasn't the fighter, but wasn't the super corny dude, looked like Mace, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had something way too shiny, fucking waves in their hair.
Yeah.
And they fuck your girl on occasion. Like, that's Mace. That grimy dude that when he gets caught, he moves away.
Yeah.
He left Harlem because of that shit.
Yeah.
Supposedly. I was like 3 years old. Fuck do I know.
All right. But yeah, so he's very upset with Diddy, and then he finally made a bunch of money. I had to be doing something else, like had to be doing something not rapping, and then offered Diddy to buy all of his artistic license to like all of his work back, like all the intellectual property, and then Diddy said no. And then now, and that was like last year, and he did this whole tweet about it, explaining everything and how the record contract that he signed was horrible and exploitive. And then this year,
In the music industry?
yeah, like
What?
Like I can't think if you need any insight on Mace's career, the lateness with which he has done this is like kind of indicative of his music as well. Like it's like he is using a time machine wrong, you know? Like he's like, I gotta go into the future to warn them. It's like, oh no, that's not how it works. You're supposed to go back and all right.
Family, thank y'all so much for letting me spend some time with
Thank
you,
you,
Josh.
Josh.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you
Thanks so much. Make some noise for Neko White, please.
Make some noise for your host.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Yeah, it's.
You want to scoot over a little bit so now we're just not weirdly just you and me over
yeah,
here?
I mean, I can scoot over a touch.
There we go.
This week has been a bit wild for me because
Oh, now I'm far from my drink. I
Did
have
it
to
to
be very
yourself.
careful with this table.
How full is it? Oh, okay. The week has been wild because I don't know if anybody else saw this, but Uber Pool is back. It's called Uber Share now. It's under a different banner. It's called Uber Share because, like I was saying before, with the evil of a corporate mind, they have brought back Uber Pool. But back in the day, Uber Pool used to just let you have the price for the pool, and then if no one else hopped in the pool, you would just get that price because you were willing to be taken out of your way. Now, with Uber Share, it seems, I don't know if I have this right, but it seems that you're really just getting an Uber X, and the price only goes down if someone else gets picked up, which is not up to you, right? So you could pay full price and just make it home with a regular ride,
Okay.
or you could get 20% off because other people got picked up.
What a shitty lottery.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be
I hope
like,
someone gets in this car. Like that sucks.
I really hope I get taken out of my way from home and someone coughs all over me. That would be the dream. And so
For $2.
for two,
I hope I saved $2 to catch something. That's what
for almost no difference. And so basically, I was taking an Uber Share because I was nostalgic of the time before COVID when strangers would ride in cars together and ignore each other. And so I take this Uber Share, and we're doing pretty good. It looks like I'm not going to get the discount, getting almost all the way to the bridge. I was at the stand. I'm getting back to Brooklyn, where I live, and before we get there, the driver turns around, and he's like, hey, are you picking up a friend or something? It just changed the thing on me. Like, is this you? And I was like, no, I didn't add a stop or anything. It's Uber Share. Like, so I just started explaining Uber Share because he didn't know what it was. He was like, what is this? Are you picking up your friend right now? Why is it changing the directions on me, right? And like, his English is good, but I'm trying to make sure I'm being
His
very
English
clear.
is good, but the concept is stupid. So it's like,
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like the concept is so dumb that I'm like, I need to explain this so clearly because there's no language barrier here, sir.
And I'm sure
this doesn't make
he's even
sense.
probably just like, I must be missing something.
Yeah.
Here. must be.
And so
there must be a term I don't know.
I like fully explain it of just like it's back like because he hasn't been driving for Uber that long, so he doesn't remember pool. So then I had to explain pool and then share, and then and this is all while we're driving. He's looking at me too much because he really wants to, instead of just using the mirror to look up at me from the mirror and in front, he's fully turning around.
Oh, that's good.
At times where we're not at the red yet. Like he'll see it turn red and be like, so what were you saying? And so that's happening. And then we finally stop. We get to this cross section for the pickup, and this always happens. It happened with pool. It happens with share. It's going to continue happening. But the person opens the door on my side. And anytime that happens, it's so little. It's not worth getting upset about. But what's so annoying about people that you share an Uber with is they will just really want to get in from the side of the door that they open. And so then you have to move, but you're like, you didn't look. You also ordered this thing and didn't look to see if anybody else was already in.
Well, they probably thought there was, like, surely no one will be in this. And then
okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
They maybe also didn't know.
So then my man opens the door, and he's standing there with a woman behind him, and he's like, for Miguel? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so you...
Your name's like, no, Miguel too?
And I'm like, yeah, and then he's kind of just, he feels like he's opened the door for me, he's waiting for me to get out, but I'm just sitting there. And then he's like, for Miguel. And I was like, yeah, but it's a Uber share. He's like, I order Uber X. And I was like, yeah, but you ordered Uber X share. See, it's confusing because they kept the X in there. And then the driver joins in where he's like, yes, they kept the X in there. So it's actually... So now both of us are explaining this to him and his date who are standing outside of the car. And finally, he's like taking it all in. And he turns to her and he's like, I thought it was an Uber X. Like, because it's so clear that they're on a date. Just like their body language. And then he looks at me, he's like, would you mind sitting in the front? And I'm like, the front? And then he gives me this look that, like, is such a... It's so purely like a guy thing of, like, help me out, bro. Like, he just says it... He literally just says it with his, like, pupils. It's not even an eyebrow thing. It's not an intimidation. He's not being rude. He's literally just, like... Like, it's like... It looks like he's looking at someone pointing a gun at him because it's like he just sucked in a little bit of air and he was like, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I get out and as I'm opening the front door, he even pats me on the back and he whispers, he's like, thank you. And so then they get in the back and I'm sitting in the front and I'm on my phone anyway, so I really don't care. I'm not like stressing it at all or anything. But as soon as they start talking, the nosy bitch in me comes out. And so I immediately hit pause on the music that I'm listening to.
Oh,
because
for sure.
it's like, it's so clearly a first date. And I can't tell if they're still on the date. Like when they get in the car, I can't tell if they're heading somewhere, like he's picking her up.
Oh, that's the start. That's a rough start.
Yeah,
that's
I can't
a rough
tell.
start.
I couldn't tell at the time if he was picking her up or if they're leaving a restaurant because it was in
Right.
a part of the city where there's just lots of apartments over restaurants.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if it's the start, she's already thinking now, like, well, I'm at least paying half.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then it which really
This is
cracked me
Dutch
up as
at
well.
best.
It also cracked me up so much because my man it says it again at some point in the conversation.
I have
where
money.
It's like, what? No. He's literally just floundering at one point, and he's like, "I thought it was an Uber X." Like he keeps inserting. He will not let it go to everyone in the car that he thought it was the regular Uber. Like he can't handle it. And so then, then they start talking. This is so painful. Okay, so he is coming out the gate with like, it's not a a shitty bravado. I want to make that clear. It's not like this person does not seem like a jerk to me, right? But as he's talking, he's like, yeah, so what do you like to do? Like he's so clearly nervous, which is very sweet as
Ride
well.
alone in cars.
Ride alone in cars. I'm sorry that I messed that up for you.
It's my favorite thing to do.
And then she goes, I love theater, right? And he's like, oh man, I love theater too. Like theater is amazing, except for musicals. Musicals are annoying as hell. Like musicals, just like I don't know. There's just something about them I can't stand it. And then she goes, I was actually a musical theater major.
I'm in the Music Man right now.
And so I'm like, I don't know what to do with my body so much, so I'm just looking out the window now. Like my head is on the glass, and I'm breathing through my mask so hard that I'm still fogging up the window a little bit. I'm just like, ooh, that's not a great start, you know? Because the car is not taking off yet. Like this is just he's.
I'm sorry, what? The car is not taking off yet?
No, because he's sitting down. And now the driver is trying to figure out who's getting dropped off first. So he's just looking at his Waze app.
You guys haven't fucking moved yet?
We haven't moved yet.
And he found a way to fuck it up in that time?
And don't get me wrong, this is all of like 30 seconds. So that thing, like, they sit down and
that
he's
also
like,
makes
so
it worse.
he's
Like, oh, I can't believe it. This is an Uber X. I fucking hate musicals.
Yeah.
Like, that's
happened.
a lot to cram in to a short amount of
It
time.
happens so fast. And then we take off, and none of the conversation is, like, ideal. Like none of it.
Not after that.
None of it is going well. And so, because then he even tries to save it where he's like, oh, so, like, what were you in, you know? And then she starts listing these musicals that she did wherever she's from.
Right.
And finally, she hits one of them, and he's like, oh, I love Come From Away. And it's like, it's too late, bro. Like it's,
yeah,
you're not saving it now. And then they kind of like move on from that, and there's a couple of like pauses. And anytime there's a pause, I just get back on my phone. Like it's not that interesting, you know. But then he'll say something like out of a pause, he'll be like, so you have like a favorite food or anything? Like, what do you really like?
What a great question to ask on a date.
And this
always has places to go.
And this
yeah
is how I know where their like, date is at.
Yeah.
Because he's like, so what was your favorite, like your favorite food and everything? And she's like, Peruvian. I told you that at the Peruvian restaurant. And at this point, I can't even breathe. Like I'm like so stressed out for this man and this woman in the back that I'm like genuinely in my head. I'm like, I should be back there. Like that would have broken up the tension. If I was even sitting in between them, that would be better than what's happening right now. Like he's just been left to his own devices, and it is fucking his world up. Okay. And so it's so bad. It's so bad that the driver starts turning up the music so that nobody can talk. Like, 'cause the entire time I'm forgetting that the driver must also be getting so uncomfortable right now that he's like, I would rather blare Dua Lipa to the point where all of our ears bleed than to let this man hang himself anymore. This is horrible. And the music's playing for like maybe 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he's kind of like, hey, could you turn it down? To which I'm sure everyone in the car in their head was like, don't make us do this.
Come on, man.
And then he's,
You got show tunes?
Yeah.
I love musicals.
I love musicals now. I just want to save the date and everything. Please. And then he
Peruvian musicals. I love them. Put it if you have that, please.
And then
I thought this was an Uber X.
And then he turns the music down a little bit, and the guy once again is like, yeah, I thought it was an Uber X. Like he says it.
Oh, he does it again?
Yeah, he says it again. He's saying it throughout the whole drive, like too many times. And then we're in Brooklyn now, and we're heading off to drop, them off first. And this next part is technical, okay? Because I can understand the dance that was happening. When you order an Uber X, you can add or change a stop, right? So I understand what he must have been thinking, right? And if I have it right in my head, what he's thinking was the perfect way to play it. But we get to the stop. It's not my stop. They're stopping at her apartment. And so car stops, and she's like, I had a great time, and she goes to open the door, and he's like, oh, I was wondering if I could. If I could, come up, we hang out a little bit more. And then she goes, oh, I had a great time and everything, but
Can I be honest? You looking at me and saying this feels like you're breaking up with me.
Yeah.
And it's palpable enough that like this situation sucks.
It's so painful, and me and the driver made eye contact. Out of the side of our eyes, because we were like, oh. And then he was like, hey, yeah, I'm not, like, I don't want to be weird or anything. It's just I
love you. Oh, shit.
It's just when I put the address in, and then she was like, yeah, sorry, maybe I gave the wrong impression or something, but I'm gonna go up and maybe we can talk again or something. And so she closes the door, and it's just the three of us sitting there. And so he's like, he looks at me. He's like, thanks for sitting up front, man. Like, and I was like, oh yeah. I mean, I really was trying to make it better. Like in the moment, I was trying to keep it light, because this person is clearly devastated, and that's very embarrassing. Because he made some missteps, but once again, he did not seem like a douchey asshole, right? And so I was like, I just as a joke, I was like, yeah, I mean, if only you could come home with me, you know what I mean? Like. And then
that is not what you said.
Yeah. And then he opened the door, and to himself goes, I thought it was an Uber X.
Well, that's better than can I?
Yeah. But yeah, it was rough. And then I didn't know what to do, so I just stayed in the front with the driver for the rest of the time. And we were both just airing it out. Like, we were both just.
Oh, you guys just talk about it?
Yeah,
then?
we talked about it.
Absolutely,
How could we not talk about it?
I know, yeah.
He was like, I couldn't believe, and I was like, when he sat down. Because the reason that I bring up the dance is that he is like trying to, I guess, I'm assuming, like, pay for things, show his interest and everything on the date, right? And so he's getting the Uber back to her apartment. And she also knows he's getting the Uber to her apartment. She's not, like, wondering where they're going. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a whole different problem on a date.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, if
Take me to question mark.
If the date is over and your date's ordering the Uber and they put your address, you know that they're getting the Uber for your place, you know what I mean?
Right.
When it's an Uber X, you can add a stop, which means if she didn't want him to come up, he can now just add a stop to his apartment and head home. But because it's Uber share, you can't do that. So we drove off from him just sort of standing on the sidewalk. And I was
in
like,
front of her place, or
yeah, ordering another Uber.
That's not good if she looks out the window.
Yeah, no, it looks horrible, but it's
She
like
looks out, oh God, he didn't go.
I mean, he basically doesn't exist in the car now because he's supposed to get out
Right.
at the stop he orders.
Yeah.
And so you can't add a stop, and so what a shame. Yeah. No, it is. It's just sad because if it was an X, he could be like, "Oh, okay, I read it wrong. Let me add a stop," and then he goes home.
Right, yeah.
But now he has to get out. He can't come to my place,
Right.
and he's not.
Even though you invited him.
Yeah, even though I invited him, but he's not.
He could have.
But he's not supposed to be in the
Right.
car anymore, so he has to get out. And so yeah, but then the driver and I were just like, oh. Then the driver was also like. The driver was also like, when you're on a date, just say nothing. And I was like, wow, that is, in a weird way, better advice.
I mean,
like I understand what he was trying to say, where he was
Right.
like, man, in this whole situation, I would have just said nothing in the car.
or at least not have such hard opinions. Like, that's the thing, too.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, musicals. I fucking hate those. Oh, what? Like, don't come out the gate. You got to be kind of in the gray area until you know. But it's especially, too, like, I'm not saying he's trash or anything, but he's clearly has wild misguided confidence to just assume he is going to her house when clearly learned nothing about her on the date.
Well, that's also what I was thinking, where I was like, how did... I'm so interested.
He maybe did say nothing on the date.
Yeah, I wish I could go back in time and be in another, like, not doing the show I was doing, and then just be a fly on that wall.
Yeah.
Because I guess this is my thing. The date seemed, at some point at least, to be going well enough that I actually think he was about to come up with her if he didn't say the musical theater thing.
If it was
because
an Uber
think about it.
X.
Think about it. If you're on a date with someone and you've given them your address, they're on the way together. He didn't order her an Uber and then get a Lyft for himself. They're both in the Uber going to her
Which
address.
is frankly 20 times funnier. That on the ride to her apartment.
That's what I'm saying.
Is where he fucked it up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so much funnier.
That has to be what happened.
If she's just like, I like him a lot, and you know what? I
Yeah.
never do this.
I'm
but
not-
I'm gonna invite him up, and like, there's another guy here, huh?
There's another guy here, and I hate what you do. Does that make sense what I'm saying? They were definitely about, he messed it up at like the 90%. He was so close.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
What a shame. So then, a different time now, we're talking about pre-pandemic, when I took one of my favorite Uber pools. So people, especially in LA, would give me trouble all the time. They would always like make fun of me for taking Uber pools all the time because I would leave early. I would leave early just to take the pool, just to have the padding, instead of just getting an Uber, right?
Right.
And I don't know. I just usually did it to like have experiences and meet people and stuff.
Yeah, it's a weird thing about you.
Well, I'm just saying it was like
No one else here relates to that.
All right.
I take him because I like making friends. Like that's it's.
Yeah.
Now it's like if the $2 off is not guaranteed, never fucking doing that. I'm never.
Sure. This is my thing though. So there was this one time, and it just felt it felt very special. Like I think the word might be serendipity. There was a time where I was taking an Uber pool after a show to get home, and I get in the car, and we immediately get the name and where they are, right? And so guy drives there. It's actually pretty close, like 5 minutes away, and he drives there, and he's circling the block, and then he finally just stops. He starts calling them. Every time he calls them, they pick up, and you can hear a bunch of noise, but you can't actually hear them. And so he calls like 3 times, and then he circles the block one more time. But now it's getting to the point where he's tried to pick them up longer than I've been in the car, you know? Because this is also, because back in the days of like pool, they hadn't solidified how long drivers were supposed to wait yet.
I like
So
that
we're
you
not.
keep saying it like it's been 30 years. Like,
Yeah.
back when we could pool.
Yeah, I'm just saying for context, they've changed the app a lot in the time
Right.
between. So
Yeah, no one knows they're taking them now.
yeah,
Even the driver.
no, it's chaos. And so it got to the point where I was like, you know you can move on if you don't, like if they're just not gonna come, like we should probably go.
He's like, you're not my
I'm sure
fucking
they're-
boss.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I
not
work for you.
I'm not even telling him in a way of like, can we hurry it up? Because he's the one getting frustrated. I'm just like, hey, you've done everything that you could. You know, you called 3 times.
Right.
You've driven around the block several times.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in the car for like 7 minutes, just us,
Right.
and you've been trying to pick them up for like 8. So this is
Yeah.
wild, you know?
Yeah.
And also, the drivers will get penalized for like canceling rides and stuff. So he didn't want to cancel on them, and there's no like distinction in the app for how long you should wait.
Right.
And so finally, he drives off, just cancels on them, keeps going. We get about maybe 2 minutes away, and we get pinged again for another pickup, and it's the same guy. It's the very same guy, and he's in a slightly different location. So he's like a couple blocks like west of where he was supposed to be. And
He got scared. He thought a car was chasing him.
yeah.
Oh, no!
Why won't they leave me alone? And so this time we picked them up easily. They're like right on the corner, and it's a couple, this guy and this woman, and they get in the car and they're next to me, and it is amazing. They're very drunk. They're the best way to put it is that they're deeply drunk. Like I don't even know how
I
you
fucking
get it.
hate musicals.
Yeah.
Do you like food? I like Peru. What we just had.
They are so drunk, and they are going at it in a way that is so funny, where they are arguing.
Okay,
but it's
so
like
going at it could mean 2 different things.
yeah. But it's like at first I thought they were arguing for real, and it's not. They're like playfully roasting each other.
Okay.
But they're very drunk, and they're taking it way too far. Like so this dude, and I can tell from them walking to the car that this dude has a little bit of a limp, right? And
Okay.
she lays into it hard. Like she's drunkenly like, you should probably have like a cane or something. Like,
Jesus.
It's like relentless, okay? And it's actually, a lot of it is actually pretty funny. Where she was like, if I pull on your right leg hard enough, will it be the same size as your left? Like it was just like it was like nonstop, right? And then it's to the point where I think he's gonna get upset, you know, and he's not. He's just like laughing, and he's like, oh, you know, my leg been like this from childhood. And I'm like, he's actually making it worse when he describes it, but then she doesn't really connect with it in that drunk way, so she just keeps going. So she's like, well, did you like step on your first step when you were little and then just walked away? Like, did you not couldn't even it out? And then he finally goes, he's like, how about we leave my legs alone for a second, talk about your fucked up ass teeth. And he lays into her teeth hard. She's like, and it's funny because they're both laughing. It's like at no point, it's so tense. Like the driver and I are trying not to laugh because we're like, any minute now, one of them is gonna go too far, right? But then even when
will they get pissed off if we laugh at it? Like, are we not a part of the joke?
Yeah, like, are they talking like we're not here, or is this for us?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, okay, what's wrong with my teeth? And he's like, honestly, I don't see how the fuck you chew, all right? I made you a sandwich yesterday. Your bite mark looked like a boot print. And they just kept laughing, and it was so funny. And the driver, the driver lowered his window to quietly laugh out the window as we were driving. And I was like, man, pool is the best. And then the pandemic happened.
So we've only got a little bit of time left, but should we open up the mailbag quick? Yeah, they like it.
There we go.
All right, so I definitely want to at least get this one in here because this one is from Ray, who I believe is here. Ray, you here?
Here.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
There we go.
I was about to be like, well, I hope he fucking bought a ticket. I hope he's at least missing out. No. Hi, Ray. How you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Awesome.
No,
Well, thanks
no,
for sending
thanks for
in.
coming.
Thanks for sending an email. So I'll read out what you sent here, and then maybe we'll have some follow-up questions if we need to.
Okay.
So this is it says, "Cheers, J-Lo."
Okay.
That's us. We go by
J-Lo.
sometimes. I mean we don't in the world.
Yeah, but we're much less famous, Jello. You.
Now you said J-Lo there.
I was hesitant to say J-Lo. Because we
You
so
thought we
rarely
said it 3
say
times, we'd summon her?
Sometimes I wonder if J-Lo listens. And so I just want her to like us. And I don't know if we... What did Ray say?
Wouldn't that be great if she was listening?
Wouldn't that be great if she was listening? Like, why are they using my... And then we just get a cease and desist.
The most confusing cease and desist
Yeah.
of all time. Hey, will you 2 men stop using my name, please?
Together.
Together as a unit. Cheers, J-Lo. So what is a survival tactic that metropolitan cities like Chicago and New York City taught you guys that you take with you everywhere? Now, they also have their own example here. So, mine is not responding to anyone too eager for my attention, and that is a very good one. That is a very good one. Jesus of Nazareth could be trying to sell me his mixtape, detailing how to get into heaven, and I'd probably raise the volume on my headphones before I react. I've gotten caught in too many conversation scams while living here, especially because I have an English accent, so they think I'm a tourist. And then the next part's just a compliment. You want me to read that? Just kind of for us.
I guess so, to get the full
All right.
experience.
Because Raven wrote, this next part doesn't have to be read, but I don't really care. I just wanted to show appreciation for you guys. And I'm like, well, I'm a big enough narcissist to make them listen to it. Just wanted to take a moment to say I genuinely appreciate the work you guys do. I subscribe to the Patreon and listen weekly because of the genuine authenticity you guys have just talking about life and Josh's addiction to living a cartoon lifestyle. I like the concept that you're addicted to it.
Yeah.
Like you can't get enough of it.
Like if I was just...
I'm trying to just stay inside.
If I was at home reading a book and then I know where I'm like, nah, I need a fix.
I'm gonna go slip on some shit. Your shows help me through bad times and make the good times even better. Just a reminder that what you do has a positive and powerful impact, and both of you are appreciated by myself and by many others. I wish you guys all the success and happiness you desire. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ray.
you so
We
much,
appreciate
Ray.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is a great question, though. What is a survival tactic you take with you other places?
As far as... Ray, I can't see you. Are you black?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So this is for us. So
I'll go.
I found that in the city, when you're walking the city, this is already piggybacking off what you do, but I found that there's a different type of interaction you're about to have by how many times the person trying to get your attention calls you brother. Okay? First brother is just another black guy, right? Hey, brother, need something. What's the time? Whatever, right? Hey, brother, that is a little bit more precarious. Like that one, you might want to just turn up the volume like you do. Hey, brother, that is where you run. That is... like, hey, brother is almost always drugs. That is something to be avoided. And then the other one I think I found is that you should always, like, turn your Wi-Fi off if you're underground, because when it's fighting to find a connection, it's draining your battery. And sometimes you'll take the train for 20 minutes and then walk up the stairs and be like, why do I have 20% less battery than when I left? And it's because of that.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a real struggle.
I like a good practical one, you know? There's just a good, like, this
Yeah,
is,
I felt like one to confirm what you're already
Yeah.
doing is good, and then one that's just like someone didn't tell me
one
for way
joke,
too
one
long.
real thing, yeah. One
Yeah.
for them, one for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
One for me that I actually just utilized recently. It goes with people talking to you too. That if someone comes up and is clearly like trying to fuck with you, like they ask you a question to like trap you into like an answer one way or the other because they're gonna roast you or something like that, is if you give the most confusing answer possible, they don't know what to do next. This happened to me recently. I was in New York with my friend who doesn't listen to the show, and or in New York, I just said. In Central Park, that one. I'm in New York now. God damn it. I live Midwest. And but we're sitting there, and this group of young men walk by, and one of them just looks at me, and it's very clearly like he's setting me up to like dunk on me in front of his friends. Because he just goes like, hey, you guys like pussy? And it's how he said it, and it very much had like everyone's like, what's he gonna say? And I just said, little bit. Which was great because then he went, and then all of his friends laughed at him because I didn't take the bait. And
Yeah.
I use that in Chicago a lot too. People try to fuck with you, and then you just give an answer and they go, I don't even, whatever. And then they just walk away. Then they're disappointed.
Yeah. I think the last one I'll impart to you is this is very specific of cities. This one is actually like just a Chicago, New York, probably Seattle and Portland have train system. Anywhere with a train system, if a train car is empty, leave it empty. Because there's a reason that in a city with millions of people, no one
Especially
wants
here.
that car.
Especially
you know?
here.
So sometimes it's poop. Sometimes it is poop.
Sometimes it's poop.
But every once in a while, it's a person. Every once in a while, it's a person so
And they are
crazy.
pooping.
Yeah. So crazy that everyone was like, I don't know if I need this in my life. And they decided to get off, and there wasn't time to warn you, so then you get on, and then the doors close, and for at least one stop, you're a hostage.
I'll do one more email and then we can get out of here because we're almost out of time. Let's real quick and just thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you guys
all
so much for hanging out with us.
This has been great.
Late on a Wednesday. So this one is from Anissa. I don't think they're here. This was just sent separately. You here? Yeah, I thought so. This is just this one caught my eye, and I thought this would be a good one to just read with the group here. So the title of this one just says, "I was reminded of my dead gerbil."
I
So,
don't
great
really
title.
know what we did.
I
but
think it's
yeah.
a great start. If it's just our show, that would be a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah.
That would be a real
That's
bummer.
what I was saying. I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, does this just...
Listening to your show reminds me of the dying screams of a rodent. Anyway, now that I've bummed him out. Hey guys, I'm currently getting up to date on the podcast. I'm on episode 50, but with the way I've been listening, I'll likely be caught up quickly. Anyway, in that episode, Logan talked about his dead hamster found behind a fake fireplace after escaping, and Josh displayed ... a ton of displeasure. It reminds me of my two gerbils. To remind anybody who maybe either hasn't listened to that episode in a while or you haven't listened to it, we had a hamster and it escaped, and we had a fake fireplace where it was just a light bulb in fake plastic wood or whatever, and then we found the hamster when we smelled it, and just to word it quickly, but reminded me of my two gerbils. One of them was named Gino. Unfortunately, also great name for a gerbil.
Yeah.
Gino is a great gerbil name.
Yeah, any alliteration you can get with an animal is probably
Gino the
gonna be-
gerbil?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they both escaped one day, as small animals like that are to do, and for days we could not find Gino specifically. Well, my mother had a pallet bed at the time, and one pallet would lift slightly until you laid on it. Well, yep. Figured I'd pause, just let everyone catch up for a second. You may know where this goes, is what the email says. I was looking for Gino.
Wait, it would be amazing if in the email is also pause for groans.
I was looking for Gino still and sat on her bed. When I did, I heard squeak crunch.
Pause for groans.
I knew what happened immediately and didn't have the heart to check. My poor mother had to retrieve Gino's crushed little body. Now, this next part is just a quick little aside. Not as traumatizing for me as watching my guinea pig run into a table leg and die. And that's all they gave us for that one. Which is clearly a much wilder story. That this guinea pig was just like, blah, 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 bam, nope. And like, that's... The guinea pig concussed itself to death.
The guinea pig did a full Fast and Furious on itself.
Sorry to tell you such awful, awful things, but hold on. I love this sentence. Sorry to tell you such awful, awful things, but if I have to suffer, so must everyone else. I love the show. You both are great.
I love that the origin story of that villain is that their guinea pig ran into a table leg and died. And then they were like, everyone in the world will feel this.
I must destroy all tables.
Oh, man. I cannot thank all of you enough for being here. This has been absolutely
incredible. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for listening.
Make some noise for Neko White again. I know he's not here, but go and make some noise for our guest.
Yeah. Thank you so much for Union Hall for having us and everybody that set
everyone
this
in
up.
the back, make a bunch of noise
Thank
for everyone
you
who
so
works
much.
at Union Hall. We were lucky to do it last year. We're lucky to do it this year.
We're going to be around hanging out a little bit. So
yeah.
We'll see you out there. Thank you all so much.
Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Appreciate you.
I'll be honest with y'all, I don't smoke weed, but I let people think I do, because it makes me make more sense to people. Like if I told you my thoughts and you knew I was sober, you'd be like, ooh, is he slow or something? What's going on? But if I told you my thoughts and you thought I was high, you'd be like, he really on to something. I like how he thinks. That's fire right there. I'll give you an example right now. Like I wish I could talk to bugs. And not all the animals. I'm not trying to get input from everybody, just bugs. Because I feel like it would save a lot of lives, you know. Because how many times have you been at home chilling and in the corner of the room you just hear... But if you could talk to bugs, if you could be like, hey, bruh, no. Not tonight. I'm not in the mood. I'm gonna open the window. I'm gonna need you to leave. And then he'd be like, sorry. But because we don't speak their language, it's just every time. It's just murders in your house. Let's say you bring somebody home, you have a date, date's going well, date comes back with you to your place, you in the Netflix portion of the Netflix and chill. You got the arm around, y'all making out, and then just a cockroach walk out to the middle of the room. If you could just be like, Carl, no. Not tonight, I got company here, come on now. Come on, bro. He'd be like, I'm sorry, that's my bad. Even she'd be understanding. She'd be like, he had no way of knowing I was coming. That's it happens. If I could talk to bugs, first bug that I talk to would be a praying mantis. I just walk up to him and be like, she ain't good for you, dog. Nah, don't do this. You and the boys for a little while. She just using you for your body, okay? No, not even sex. You got a tasty ass head, and she wants to eat you. I watch the news sometimes when I'm like not depressed enough, you know. You know, sometimes you're having a good day, you turn on the news, you're like, let's see who else is having a good day, and the news is like, nobody. Nobody having a good day. Everybody died. So I turned on the news and I saw Kamala Harris was in Jakarta, and she was in an interview with a journalist. And during the interview, the journalist asked her if she would be ready, willing, and able to take up the office of president if Biden was, for whatever reason, incapacitated. And she said, yes, and it was just too quick. That's way too fast. And don't get me wrong, that's literally her job. Her job to be there in case he not there, she there, right? That's her whole job. But she said yes, like she been dropping banana peels at the White House for years. That's way too fast. She said yes, like every time Biden get on some steps, her mouth water. Just like, okay, it's the day. All right, I'm gonna get my promotion. Oh, he about to miss that third step. Let me get the right pantsuit on. She said it like just anytime she's walking down the stairs behind him, she sees her hand shaking like she about to lean forward. I could be a world leader. And you could tell, she said yes too fast. Because she said, yeah, so he asked her, she was like, yes, ooh. Like, shit. And so then she started backtracking, which just made it sound worse. She was like, I'm just answering your hypothetical. Like, you the one over here asking a question about Biden's stronger than ever. All right, calm down. Do y'all see that they want to impeach Biden now? Do you see they're trying to open the investigation and impeach Biden? It's starting to feel like if you don't get impeached, you weren't really president. Like this started to feel like street cred for presidents. You know what I mean? They want to impeach it. Here's my thing about Biden. And calm down, because I can already feel it. For real. Like I said 2 words and already people were like, what? Like it was. This was so annoying about being American right now. You get like 2 words in and people try to suss out where you are. Like we haven't done that since the Civil War. Like chill out. I said 2 things. I just said, here's my thing about Biden. And immediately, I could feel y'all's eyes on me like, oh, I didn't know they invited Candace Owens' brother to do a set. No. Here's my thing about Biden. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you show me evidence, I'll consider something. I'm not a biased person. Maybe he doing everything that the Republicans say he doing, but when we look over at him, he just look tired. Like he doesn't look. I mean, I'm not even saying he can't be corrupt. I'm saying he doesn't look capable right now. He look. You know, maybe he's the worst criminal that we've ever had in the office, but when you look over him, he just looked like the Snoop Dogg of soup. You know what I mean? Yeah, everything Snoop Dogg did for weed, Biden doing for soup right now. Like, he making soup cool. He trying to get the kids into soup, you know what I mean? It feels odd, you know? Because it's like maybe he's a criminal mastermind, but it feels like he just hanging on. You know what I mean? That's a grandpa, and we put him to work. That we did that, you know? You can't possibly believe that Biden is this criminal mastermind, but then also, anytime he make it through a speech, we're like, that was pretty good. That was like, no, he really crushed that. He didn't slip on any of the S's. That was well done. You know what I mean? There was a couple T's, and he stuck them like Simone Biles. I'm really proud of it. Well done. No, there is one thing I will say, honestly, that Biden will be doing that's not on the up and up. If you watch as many press conferences as I watch with Biden talking, it's only when they ask him a good-ass question he start acting senile. I'm not gonna lie. Like, anytime they got a good-ass question dead to rights, that's when he start talking about Disneyland and hanging out on Mars with Larry Bird. I'm like, you were fine a second ago. Like, you know, this feels weird. I don't know why more world leaders don't do that. You know, a lot of them are old. Just start doing the Biden card. You get in trouble. That's what Putin should do. Think about it. Putin would buy a lot of goodwill if he just fell down a flight of steps every day. If every day for a month, Putin just, like just every day. You'd be catching people a month from now being like, he's a fucking war criminal. And we'd be like, yeah, but it looked like he got bad knees. Leave him alone. They try to interview him. They're like, why are you still laying siege to Ukraine? And he's like, Ukraine? Is that one of my grandbabies? Like, and they're even coming for Hunter now. You saw Hunter got indicted. That's wild. That's, oof. They really coming for the Bidens hard, you know? I love Hunter. I really do. I really do. No, hear me out. I do. I love Hunter because I'm just so glad that the first person to smoke crack in the White House was white. That's beautiful. That's absolutely incredible. Especially if you know the history of crack in the U.S. You're like, wow, yes. Thank goodness. It really makes the White House to crack relationship feel like it's come full circle now. Yeah? I am disappointed, though. I'm not going to lie to you. I really do wish that Hunter would just get Joe to smoke crack. That would be the most fire presidency of all time. I know nobody's on board with this, but hear me out, okay? First of all, Biden will never fall again, all right? Crackheads do not fall, okay? You could push Biden and he still hit an angle. Like, it's like, I'm telling you, he'd never go down again. You'd never have to worry. He would skip steps on the way up. My man would be fucking feeling himself. You'd never have a boring press conference again. Biden press conferences are snooze fest right now. Just, you know what I mean? Not on crack. Not on crack. Not on crack. He'd be like, what? What was that? He got to scream because he sold the mic for money for more crack. But like, what was that? And Republicans would love if Biden was on crack because he'd finally be as bad of a president as they've been saying he is. Republicans could finally be like, he sold Indiana for $6 to China, all right? What the fuck we gonna do? We got citizens over there. And then as liberals, we would love if Biden was on crack, because we'd finally have a Trump. You know what I mean? We act like we don't need a Trump, but we need one. We really do. As liberals, we need a Trump. We care about everybody feeling us too much, but we get Biden smoking crack, Joe just going off, he not in control of what he's saying, we'd finally have a bully on our side, you know? Marjorie Taylor Greene be up there like, Joe Biden, you're a piece of shit. And then Joe, fully cracked out. Fully cracked out. It's like, oh, Mart, I'm a piece of shit. Well, you a lonely bitch. Aren't you getting divorced this year? Hope those conspiracy theories could keep you warm, lonely bitch. Oh, it'd be incredible. You would have to like rein him in, though. You'd see Joe try to wash the windshields of Air Force One. Mr. President, get down. Get down right now. Oh, it would be dope, man. How do I put this? I'll be honest with you, I've watched some porn before in my life. Thank you. And this is my thing. Porn, it gives people unrealistic expectations, you know what I mean? And we all know what they say about men, that porn gives men unrealistic expectations of sex, because porn makes men think, oh, if I just touch her elbow with my penis, she gonna lose it, you know what I mean? Like, if I just touch you, I'm like, ah! Like, thank you. But it's not just for men, it's for everyone. Porn gives everyone unrealistic expectations of sex, you know? Like, it makes men think that they're about to be sex gods, and it makes women think that the sex is about to be, like, good or whatever, you know what I mean? Everybody's gonna be disappointed.
Milwaukee, make some noise for your headliner, Josh Johnson.
Been very excited. I've been very, very excited. Been highly anticipating a bout that's coming up. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. some of you may have not known that this was going to happen, but in case you didn't, Mike Tyson is going to box Jake Paul, and I'm excited more for the spectacle than the actual fight. I don't know what's going to happen in the fight exactly, but it is one of the wildest encounters of two people punching each other that you could have ever imagined. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, a star, a bona fide star globally of the 80s, fighting one of the most popular influencers that the modern era has to offer. And it just feels like somehow the 80s are fighting the 20s. Do you know what I mean? Like, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul feels like Sylvester Stallone versus Liam Hemsworth. It's like, you're just kind of like, what? How? How are they even close enough in age to have anything to argue about? This is crazy. If you don't know Mike Tyson, I know that some people are too young to have like really watched him fight. I'm too young to have like remembered those fights live. Some of them I wasn't even around for, but I watched the tape and it's devastating. Mike Tyson is one of the most bona fide terrifying people. You know what I mean? Some of the things that Mike Tyson would just say, I'd be like, oh, to even think it, you must be willing to do it. Do you know, like there was a press conference one time where Mike Tyson was sitting there and he's like, this thing, I don't think these guys understand. I'm not here to just box. I'm not here to fight or anything. I'm trying to take their health. Sir. The question was, what has your preparation been for this match? Mike Tyson he's like an embodiment of like everything like fierce, violent, and dangerous in one person that also very much loves birds. And what's wild about Mike Tyson is that from the time that he was young, right, to present, he had taken a genuine, not only interest, but maybe an obsession with the way that the world works, understanding oneself and understanding the world and how who you are applies to the world, right? So he said some of the most fascinating things around Alexander the Great, around conquerors, around kings, around how to win a mental battle as well as like a physical one, how war works. He has such an understanding of the world. And then he says other things. Other things that are so scary that you're like, sir, just shoot me. Don't want to have to deal with this, you know? And a lot of it bleeds together because it's not my time, right? I'm not like from that era, but you watch these old compilations of press conferences and interviews and post-fight interviews with Mike Tyson. I was scared for the reporter. Because you have a man who's been training to basically kill a man with his fists, even if it took him 12 rounds, and it took half of one. So by the time you interview him, he's still got a lot of energy. There was one time they were trying to interview Mike Tyson after a fight. They're in the ring with him. They're putting the mic in his face and everything. And he's so amped and he's talking. He's like, y'all don't understand. Like I'm from Sonny Liston's cloth. I'm the most fierce. And he starts describing not just who he is as a boxer, but his training and everything. And then at the end of it, he goes, I don't know, man. What? And I think if I had been the reporter, I'd also be like, nothing. I didn't say anything. Don't worry about me. Mike Tyson press conference was a master class in psychological warfare. He would say things that had you thinking like, oh man, this dude's like out of his mind. Or this dude really wants to kill me and I don't know him. That's gotta be tough as a fighter, to sign up for a fight, and you know we both fight. But one of us loves fighting. And we both like it, that's why we do it, and we're both good at it, that's why we do it. But one of us is so excited to hit, they don't care if they get hit. It's a very different person. Do you know what I mean? Even when you're mad, even when you're angry, and you're like, that's it, let's fight. You're trying to get the aggression out, and you want to hurt the other person. And yeah, maybe you're willing to take a few punches, but you aren't in a fight loving getting hit just so you can give a hit. It takes a different type of person, and Mike is a different type of person. You know? When you look at where Mike Tyson comes from, it's astounding that he made it to where he was. You know, Mike Tyson comes from Brooklyn, was in Bed-Stuy, and then at a young age moves to Bronzeville, and it's devastating because it's not the Brooklyn that you know now. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. There were no cupcake shops. It was Brooklyn in a way that was, let's say the property would be cheap, all right? Like if you were trying to buy, all right? Devastating conditions. And he talks about how there was just, you couldn't even go to the bathroom inside sometimes where they were staying and stuff. And all that stuff can make a hardened person. Because he didn't just have to live in certain conditions. He had conditions waiting for him when he got outside. He talked about it. He had to fight. He had to fight all the time. He had to be ready to be tough all the time. People will test you all the time, right? He talked about his first fight. Because like I said, Mike Tyson loves birds. It's truly one of the sweetest things about him. It's one of the things that like gives you a glimpse into the humanity of a person that's only known as being this fierce beast, right? Loving these birds, being gentle with them, caring for them, spending time with them, you know? Really taking care of them. And when he was a kid, there was a kid who took his bird. And he was like, give it back, give it back, give it back. And give it back, I think give it back genuinely in the way that a kid is asking you earnestly from the bottom of their heart, no, please, give it back, right? And that kid killed that bird in front of him. And then Mike Tyson, I'm assuming, killed that kid because he at least let him remember what would happen. And Mike would get into trouble, and it's easy to say, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, right? All those things can be true. Obviously, you shouldn't be robbing people, you shouldn't be selling stuff, you shouldn't be out here with these people who are on a bad path and everything. But when you have what looks like no other option from those things, how can you expect someone to just know? You drive down the path that's been paved, you know? And so he ends up in like detention centers and stuff like that. And at one point, Mike Tyson meets Customato. And Customato sees him, and immediately he knows. He knows this kid is special and he's different. And not only just because he's built different, not only because he's big for his age, there's just something about him. And he gets the opportunity to like box a little bit. He goes to the gym, he's hitting bags and stuff, spars a little bit. And Customato sees something in him. And after sparring, you know, as the story goes, they ask this kid who's just sparred with some grown men, how old are you? And then Mike goes, I'm 13. And then these grown men look at each other and go, this nigga at least 30. Like, there's no way. You better put a 0 behind that 13. That's, what? 13. And Customato, to my knowledge, actually adopts Mike Tyson. Takes him into his home, right? Not just to train him, but to care for him, to love him. You know? Because all this energy, all this fierce potential can really go somewhere if you nurture it, right? And then under Customato's leadership, Mike Tyson does become as fierce of a person as Customato thinks he can be in the ring. And Cus believed in him before he believed in himself. I think that's why their friendship, that mentorship is like, when you see it, there's something special about it. Because anyone who sees anything in any of us and pulls it out of you, right? Just with their belief. That's a very special thing. And the only people that wish Customato hadn't done what he did are probably Mike's opponents. Because Mike would have fights that were so damn fast. You can see it even in the video, even in some of the amateur fights that were actually on video. You can see in the opponent where they were like, does he have a hammer? What is he doing? That really hurt. No. And then Mike gets older. Mike becomes world champion. Youngest world champion, right? In there with a boxer with real experience, who's also a special fighter, right? But Mike hits him in a way that maybe he's never been hit before. And if you go back and you watch the video of this knockout, I shouldn't laugh, but Mike didn't just knock this dude out. Like, he didn't knock him out cold, right? This dude gets knocked down again, and he's trying to get up, and you can tell that his body is like, dog, we done. Don't. No. You know, like when you're in a bar fighting, your buddies hold you back? That was that guy's whole body. Like, you can even hear the announcer be like, oh, he's fighting to get up, but his body won't let him, because his body is like, parts of him that didn't get hit. This dude got hit in his head and the chin, and even his feet and his knees and his hips were like, look, if you ever want to speak to us again, don't stack us up on top of each other right now. You need to sit down. And then Mike Tyson becomes world champion. He becomes everything that Customato thought he could be. He becomes everything that he knew he was, right? It's a beautiful moment. And then it's important when you think of Mike Tyson to understand that Mike Tyson is America. A lot of Mike Tyson's story is how America works, right? There are parts of this country that if you travel to, you'll think you're in another country for how poor they are, how broken, the conditions that people are living in. You know, it looks like the developing world in some parts of America, and we don't like to talk about it. We especially don't like to take care of those people because it means we have to really look at ourselves to do it. But there are people that come out of those conditions that build themselves up into something that no one else could have imagined based on where they started, right? Mike Tyson is just like America. Mike Tyson is fierce, fearsome, you know, incredibly violent. People in other countries look at America the way that we look at Mike Tyson. Genuinely, if you travel, and I mean really travel, I'm not talking about just go to the tourist spots and the places that are popular to go. If you really travel and you know world history and you go to a place and you ask them about America, right? A country that we've attacked before, you know? They look at us like we have a tattoo on our face. Mike Tyson, builds himself up, and he doesn't just get the world championship. He has some very, very impressive fights where you can average his whole fight time out to like maybe a round and a half. He's beating people so fast it's actually upsetting the crowd. I know people who paid a lot of money to go to a Mike Tyson fight and went in the bathroom at the wrong time. Sit there the whole fight card holding it, and then you're like, oh, he's only walking out, I got a second. And then from the bathroom you hear, oh. You're like, oh no. I mean, then Mike goes down a downward spiral. He loses Customato. He loses this person that was a mentor, that was a friend. You know? And he tries to find his way, but he's still very young. People forget how young he was when he was Mike, when he was Iron Mike, and he was fearless and he was undefeated, and starts, getting lost in it. And he'll tell you that. He's talked about that. He got lost, right? Goes to jail at one point. Like, this dude is on a dark path, And even, this is attributed to Mike Tyson. I don't know if he actually said it like this, but he was like, I was a baby. And you gave me millions of dollars to punch people in the face. And you didn't think this was gonna go off the rails somehow? Like, you didn't think that this was a bad idea, maybe? No. That's who's fighting. This guy who's relentless, So much fear. Imagine you're in the ring with Mike Tyson and he won't stop staring. Just the face-off, just watching the face-off, you would see it in his eyes. He's like, I would very much like to hurt someone today. And legally, it's you. And he was fast, and his movements were jerky, but they were quick, and they clearly hurt, because some very big men did not get up. He would hit people so hard sometimes that you'd be like, I think that guy's dead. And then he'd twitch, you'd be like, he's all right. That's who's fighting. And then you have Jake Paul. One thing people need to understand about Jake Paul, if you don't, he's very much, we are in Jake Paul's time. Whether we like it when I say that or not, he's having his Mike Tyson moments right now. World famous, around the world. People tune in from around the world. They watch his fights, they watch his YouTube videos. This dude is a true, bona fide star, right? And we can argue about if he's as popular as Mike was back then and why the internet is different, but he is very popular. And he loved boxing. He feels like boxing saved him. That's something similar that he has with Mike, because this kid, he got a camera from his dad, him and his brother, when they were young, and it was to film themselves while they were doing football so that they could improve, right? Which I don't know how that works. I don't play enough football. Like, if I did that and tried to tape myself playing football to improve, I think I would just be like, this is where I got hit. And this is when I hit the ground. I think that's all I did. I don't know was that right? Is that how you do it? And so him and his brother start making videos, like little YouTube videos, whatever. They're putting them online. They're getting some looks every now and again. But then Vine came out. And if you don't know what Vine is like TikTok granddaddy. And they start making Vines, and they get very popular almost overnight. They are huge on Vine. Everybody thinks they're funny, and they love to follow them. They want to know what they're doing next. They're getting all this money, endorsements, everything. At one point, Jake Paul is on the Disney Channel. I don't really know what he was doing, but it was quick. And then they start posting on YouTube, and they start getting millions of subscribers on YouTube. These kids are bona fide popular, and they understand something that maybe the rest of us just don't, and that's why they are where they are. They understand internet culture. They understand marketing and business. They understand the way that the world is turning, right? And it's the age of the influencer, right? And A lot of people want to be influencers. Some people don't want to be. You can accidentally become famous, and that's a terrifying thing. You become famous in a way that you really didn't mean to, you know? You're just living your life. But somebody puts a cell phone on you, or you don't know you're in someone's shot, and you trip weird, and you go, and now you're, like that's who you are as a guy. And then people see you in the world, and they're like, hey, we love you, dude, we love, that's our favorite. Man, keep killing it, dog, keep killing it. But before you know it, just one thing, just one meme, just one moment catapults you to this level of fame that no person can be prepared for. Whether you're Mike Tyson in the 80s or you're Jake Paul now, people don't understand that like fame that you weren't even trying to get can mess with your mind, right? And so Jake Paul was on a dark path as well. He was probably headed for a bad place, and then he started boxing and he loved it. And boxing to a degree saved him. And so he's out here boxing, you know? And at first he starts fighting like YouTubers, like fellow YouTubers, because that garners attention. Because sometimes you see two people who don't like each other and you're like, man, it would be kind of funny if they fought. And this is the thing about us. We as people love a fight. Whether we like to admit that about ourselves or not, we love a fight. I've been walking down the street and seeing kids on the park sinking threes from far away, Steph Curry level, right? And I'm like impressed, and I maybe watch him do two more, and then I'm like, he's getting it in. He'll be fine. But if I see a fight in the park, I stop. Because I'm wondering, you know? But no, we're in this age where I think people sometimes want to be famous more than they want to do something. You know, and that's where you get some of these things, some of these imitators of Jake Paul, of Logan Paul, and stuff like that. There was a kid whose story, like, it blew my mind. Basically, there was this kid doing these pranks, and they were like barely pranks. It was just being obnoxious. It was just being like horrible to people and messing with people to try to get a reaction out of them. Because not only are we the new like influencers, everyone, all of us, all the time, it could happen to any one of us, but because of how people become influencers, because of how people get popular, they are our paparazzi now. You're just living your life, but now you're in someone's video and they're trying to make you act a certain way. That's not what we signed up for, you know? You should at least be rich to have that happen. And so this kid was making this video, and he was messing with this guy in the mall, and he was following him around. And he was just like, not just being annoying. He seemed like to also be intimidating him a little bit. And he was really following him, trying to get him to answer some question or something. And finally, this little guy, he's like a very small guy, and he did not look well, right? He finally goes, stop, stop, stop. And then he pulled out a gun and shot him. And I am praying that's not him. This dude pulls out a gun and he shot him. There's this loud bang in the mall and people start screaming and running and everything. But from the vantage point of like the person who, because he posted it himself, the kid, the influencer who was making the prank video, posts the thing and he's coming at him and the guy's like, stop, 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 bang. And then as soon as you hear the bang, this kid, the prankster goes, oh! And to be fair, there's no cool way to get shot. But he goes, "Dow!" and he hits the ground, and that guy walks off, and obviously he gets arrested and everything. They explain the situation. I believe he got released. And then this kid goes to the hospital. He's fine, right? He's fine. He got shot in the side, and he's fine. But when they ask him about it, they ask him, how he feels about the fact that this thing happened. Like, is it change how he's gonna make content? He got more followers from it happening because it got on the news and people wanted to see the kid that got shot and they wanted to see the other stuff that he did. So he did get more popular, right? And they wondered how he felt towards the gunman. This guy shot you and you were being annoying, but did you deserve to be shot, right? And then this kid sitting in his hospital bed, his dad, by the way, is furious. His dad is like, there are people saying my son deserved to be shot. My son's just a kid, right? And this kid sitting in his hospital bed, when he's asked these questions, goes, it is what it is, dog. Like, which I can't tell, is that a good attitude about it? But it lets me know it's not just a few people. It's not just a few individuals. We're in an age, and it's an age of if I can be popular, maybe I can be safe, maybe I can be liked, maybe I can be something, whatever it is. But it's apparently worth being shot over for some people. And make no mistake, Jake Paul is America. I don't know how it feels to have me say that, but Jake Paul is America. A lot of what America embodies is what Jake Paul is, right? America is business, usually business first. We can worry about being a country later. It's business, and it's fame, and it's money, and it's influence, right? You go to some of these backdoor meetings that some of these world leaders have when America convinces them to do something. We don't know how they do it. Maybe it's with money. Maybe it's with other things. Maybe they're like, hey, look, we'd hate for something to happen to your whole island. Influence. See what I mean? And so now you have these two boxing, and people don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, there are people that want Mike Tyson to hurt Jake Paul very badly. And then there are people who just want to see a fight. They just want to see what it would look like. You know what I mean? They just want to see what it would look like if, like, that guy from The Breakfast Club fought Timothy Chalamet. Like, just... They just want to see two generations go at it. You know? Because let's be honest, it's an odd fight, you know? Jake Paul has fought former MMA fighters, he's fought former NBA players, he's fought YouTubers, he's fought one established boxer, maybe two pro boxers that I know of, right? Because I don't know his entire record. But he said that the thing that made him do this, the thing that made him push for it and create it, was he did some ayahuasca. And when he did the ayahuasca, he said he saw himself fighting Mike Tyson. And if I'm being honest, taking ayahuasca and seeing yourself fighting Mike Tyson sounds like something Mike Tyson would say doing ayahuasca. Like, I could more clearly see Mike Tyson doing ayahuasca, and he's like, I saw myself fighting Jake Paul. I don't know, man. I had to think to myself, you know, if I did ayahuasca and I saw myself fighting Mike Tyson, I'd probably have to sit back and be like, maybe heroin's the answer. Like, I don't know. This ayahuasca is not it for me. No, thank you. You know? And so, as soon as he had that vision, though, he put it into motion. And that's the marketer, that's the businessman, that's the promoter in Jake Paul. He saw this thing and he had to create it. That's also America, by the way. You go to other countries and you're like, oh, I have this big dream of doing this thing. A lot of countries are set in their ways, right? America is properly crazy. We'll let you do anything. fundamentally. And so now they have a press conference. They're together, and Jake Paul's very good at being the heel, you know what I mean? But it's hard to be the heel when you're fighting Mike Tyson. Like, people might be booing you, but he's saying truly upsetting things. Mike Tyson was in a press conference one time, and he was like, look, all I want is for his kids to be watching us fight and see me beat them so bad that they're like, Daddy, no. Hearing Mike Tyson quotes out loud genuinely makes me want to learn Tai Chi, so in case I ever come across Mike Tyson, I can look like I'm about to fight him while also backing up. Like, And some people think that the fight's just a spectacle. Some people think it's a real fight. There are kids who think Jake Paul's got to beat Mike Tyson, right? Jake Paul's a great boxer. Let's see it happen. I'm so excited to see Jake Paul whoop this guy. There really are both sides to this thing. And it's going to be on Netflix, which who knows if that's a mistake. Do you know what I mean? Who knows if they fight and then one of them dies and we're just sitting there like, so... Are we accomplices, or just sitting there, stoic, don't know what to do next, and Netflix is like, are you still watching? Not now, man. You know? And it's a gamble as well. It's a gamble. Is one of the biggest gambles we've seen, because Mike Tyson is, to some degree, putting his legacy on the line. He's one of the most fierce fighters that's ever lived. People talk about Ali and Tyson. When they talk about boxing, they don't really know anything about it. You know those names. And then Jake Paul's putting something on the line, too. It's like, I had this idea, I had this dream of fighting Mike Tyson, and maybe I'm just out of my mind and I'm going to be hurt very badly. And Netflix is putting something on the line because it's like, will people watch? Will someone die? It's a genuine gamble. And if America is anything, it's a proper gamble. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we do. I don't know. I admire an aspect of what Jake is doing, because Jake loves boxing. And no one will probably ever give him credit for it, but he is revitalizing a part of boxing. People talk about boxing a little bit more now because of the popularity that he brings in, the new kids that he brings in, and he's putting himself on the line because he loves boxing. And that, to me, is wild. Like, I love hip-hop, but I wouldn't try to battle Kendrick Lamar. Like...
Give it up for Josh Johnson!
I don't know. Maybe y'all saw, maybe you didn't see. People can only watch so much news, you know? But y'all saw the president at the UN. This is... I didn't see everything as it was happening. I heard about some stuff later, right? So then I got a text message from my friend. They were like, oh, did you see what happened at the UN? I'm like, no, I didn't see what happened at the UN. And they explained to me that, you know, he was getting on escalator, and then the escalator stopped. Now, I thought at the time, it was going very differently. I thought the escalator stopped on like a down escalator. That would have been a big deal. Imagine you on escalator. You have belief.
You get on a down escalator, you're like, all right, it's gonna take me where I need to go. No need for a seatbelt. If that thing just stops, the momentum, whoa! Now the president's falling down the steps. So I thought that's what happened. Then I watched the video and I saw that he just walked up to the escalator, stepped on the escalator, and the escalator broke. And you saw him stand at the bottom of the escalator like, what? And Melania didn't miss a beat. She just started walking up the escalator. And so there were people that were like, this was sabotage. UN needs to be investigated. Somebody needs to be arrested, right? But then he made it up the escalator / stairs. And he went to speak to the UN. Went to speech for the whole of the UN. He's standing here, UN over there. And as soon as he goes to start, the teleprompter broke. We know the teleprompter broke because he told us. As soon as he walked up, he told us, teleprompter broke. First the escalator, teleprompter broke. Nothing here work. Nothing. No, teleprompter. And it's like, look, if you're delivering a speech and it's been, uploaded to teleprompter, then teleprompter breaks, all right, like, that is something to be annoyed or caught off guard about. But I'm sitting there watching, like, why do you care that the teleprompter, you're not gonna read it, like you're not. Every speech is off the dome. Every speech you can tell every speech he's over here freestyling every time. Why do you even have a speechwriter? You know the president's speechwriter right now gotta be the easiest job of the world. You just over here typing up chapters from Great Expectations, knowing he's not gonna read it. Knowing he's just gonna go, you know what I mean? He goes off of vibes. What do you care that the teleprompter's broke? You weren't gonna look at it. You might have read the first couple sentences and then been like, you know what? I'm gonna speak from the heart. And so the teleprompter broke it, And so he's like, I guess I'll just have to. Which was also wild because the speech was printed out in front of him. But he was like, no, you want me to turn pages? No. And then proceeds to, give this address to the UN, and it depending on who you talk to, depending on whose opinion you're listening to, it did not go fantastic. Because the energy of the speech was like the normal energy. It was like rally energy, like talking to his base or something. But this is the UN. They don't live here. Like they're not. Some of the stuff they don't care about. Like you talking to the UN. Everyone's here. He's over here like I inherited a mess and we fixed it and like years ago we were down in the dumps and now we're the hottest country in the world. He keeps saying we're the hottest country in the world and I don't know what that means. I feel like even the UN was like, so what? Climate change? What does he mean the hottest? This is also wild because, like, you talking to other countries right now. Why are you dunking on them right now? Then dudes over here, I ended like 7 wars. And it's just funny because, like, everybody he talking about is there. So now some of these countries look at each other across the desk like, I don't know. I didn't even. What did I say? Nah, it was incredible. And then there was a weird thing. I think it was Brazil. He was talking about the leader of Brazil and how, like, you know, first of all, this dude also tariffing everybody. So then he was talking about how he doesn't do deals with people he doesn't like, but then he had a good handshake with the leader of Brazil, so maybe they could work something out. Even Brazil had to be like, yo, I don't know. I just saw him in the hallway. Out here trying to be cordial. I don't even know if this is good. Was this good? No, it's phenomenal performance. Truly, I've not seen anything like it. Just over here. I'm sure if you were at the UN, just sitting there, you just sitting there quietly listening, looking over at other countries. You know. There's some countries that had just be chuckling. Like countries that aren't in the mix, you know what I mean? Like if you're not like a key member of BRICS, or you're not, you know what I mean? Like if you're not like in the news in that way, you just come, you enjoy the show. You know? Like I imagine maybe Zimbabwe might have been cracking up. They'd be like, that's your friend. That's your friend. But that wasn't the only incredible performance. That wasn't the only press conference. Because they held a press conference because they found it. They found it. They nailed it down. They found the cause. That's what they said. No one gathered everybody together, got the press conference going on. Looked like it was in the Oval Office. Yeah. And they were gonna talk about the causes that they had found, the root cause of autism. This is what they said. And so, you know, they walk in and you had Dr. Oz. Dr. Osmosis himself. You know Dr. Ozymandias. Like, Dr. Oz is standing there. And, like, why? How did this happen? If we are just gonna start putting people from TV in real, like, government position, in real medical field, can we at least get somebody from, like, Grey's Anatomy or something? You know what I mean? Like, if we are already not being serious, can we not be serious better? Who is checking for Dr. Oz besides Oprah? Who is... He's standing there, doesn't even really look that healthy himself. This man's advice so far has been actually insane. They've done interviews with him. He's, you know, spoken to the public. Like, what would you suggest for Americans? The man's out here. If you want to, if you don't look, If you don't want to be sick, be healthy. I wish I was joking. I would like I can barely take credit for that one. I changed like 2 words. So you got Dr. Oz from TV on one side. And then you have y'all know who he is. And then you have RFK Jr. on the other side, looking odder than usual. If y'all saw it, you know what I'm talking about. RFK Jr. showed up. I don't know what's happening. Because it wasn't like a tan. Like he looked like a bruised blueberry. Like he looked wild and nobody addressing it. Nobody saying anything. The president over here just trying to not use his peripheral vision. RFK Jr. is white. No, that is a white man. He's white. He's a white guy. But that's the first time I've ever seen a white guy and been like, he is colored. Like that. Yo, my man, what is happening? He just stand there like he's been holding his breath for 26 years. This is very bad. And then, I don't know who told him. I imagine it could have been somebody, higher up, but it could even just been an aide that told the president, okay, you're going to give this press conference, you're going to talk about links to autism, and what you need to do, this is very important, for legal, this is very important for a lot of reasons, what you need to do is say the name of the drug. Then you can go on and say the brand name. But you need to say the name of the drug because the drug is what we're saying is the link, not one particular brand. So there are other like store brands that are this drug. You need to say the drug. Say the drug. You have to say the drug. Okay? Say the drug. And I'm sure he attacked it with that regular, bravado. I'm gonna say it, whatever. Get out of here. Let me work. Let me get in the zone, all right? I got you in my ear. I got him over here being purple. Let me work. It goes up, starts the speech. It's rolling. It's rolling with it. And then he hit a more than 8-letter word. And then the commander-in-chief, leader of the free world, in real time, in front of us, the American public, technically the whole world, because the internet, our leader in front of the nation, at a press conference they called. Our leader in real time sounded it out. I try really hard. No matter who somebody is, no matter the background, no matter the situation, you really treat people like equals, not like look at people a certain type of way. We all struggle. We all have our different strengths and weaknesses and everything. But I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. If you are 80 and you haven't attacked a word before, maybe it's just not a word you ever going to get. Like if you... It's late. It's late for him to be sounding out new words. Because the word, you could see, he could see the word coming up. And sounded it out confidently, too. Just over here, ace. Some toast. And it's not like it was in the mic. You couldn't hear it into the mic, but you could tell Dr. Oz was standing there trying to do hard ventriloquism. Just... Dr. Oz was standing there like, just open your mouth, let me do it. Just... Dr. Oz was fighting to just, you could see him. I said, Tom, I see the Trump. See him, man. I knew when he looked around, we were cooked. Like I knew it. When that man looked up from the paper, I was like, no, stay on it, stay on it. Stay with it, you almost got it. I said, Tom, I see him, I see him, Tylenol, and like that. That is also wild too. Gave us the full, what is it, Porky Pig? Gave us the full Tylenol. And he was hitting those T's, that Tylenol, extra hard. He was getting his payback with those T's. Tylenol, don't take that Tylenol. When y'all see Tylenol. Cause it was rough. It was like you've been in third grade before. You remember when a teacher, I didn't even know this at the time, but it was basically when a teacher had like a hangover, and so then the teacher would just make y'all read the book to each other. At the time, I really thought it was about learning, and now that I'm grown enough to have friends that are teachers, I'm like, no, you had a bender. That's what this is. Don't try to put this off on the students. You know, you seeing double right now. And so it would be, your turn would be coming up. And you would do a thing. Somebody would be reading over here, and you start counting people and counting paragraphs. And then you read ahead a little bit so that when it's your time to read your paragraph, you read your paragraph all fast and everything. People can't even retain the information. Then, there'd always be that one kid. There'd be that one kid where it's like, when you get to his paragraph, that's gonna last till the end of class. So you literally count your paragraph till you have to read, and then you count paragraphs and you like, the bell gonna ring here. Sometimes to be a kid, everybody learns differently. We all have different abilities, and you do your best to be as patient as possible. I remember, I had one kid in my class that we would do that, and then his paragraph be coming up, and as soon as his paragraph start, everybody's like, and then he would start and he would be sounding it out and then hit the word and then sounding it out. Everybody learns at a different pace. Sounding it out, hit the word. Sound it out, hit the word. Sometimes he'd even go back, sound it out, hit the word, say the last 3 words together. He's learning. We're all learning. Everybody moves in their own time. But sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I was a kid too. I wasn't always patient. Sometimes he'd be sitting there and be like, and I'd be like, A, it's A, it's A, it's A, it's A. You already hit it. It's A, it's A. There's nothing left to do. It's A, it's A. It is A. You did it. High five. You did it. It's A. It's only A. And then you grow up and you mature and you realize that everybody's good at stuff. People aren't as good at stuff and everything. Because I'll tell you what, I could read. When I was a kid, I could read. Very good at reading. My math wasn't great. So then when it came to math, it was me who was like a little bit behind all the time. Especially when we got to like algebra. Because I could like, factor a little bit. I understood denominators and stuff like that. Like, I felt like I was keeping up and everything. But when we hit algebra, all of a sudden, the tables were turned. This is why you have to be as patient with people as you want them to be with you. Because I'm sitting there. And for the first time, there's letters. There's letters in the math problem. But I'm sitting over here like, and then he was sitting there like, it's 4, it's 4, it's 4. And so, he's over there. He went ahead and dunked on that acetaminophen and then went ahead and started saying Tylenol, started describing to the people things that were not on the paper in front of him. Which is why you definitely shouldn't be upset when the teleprompter doesn't work. You know this is what you're gonna do. This man was just throwing out all types of wild claims. This dude was like, hey, look, the Amish, don't have any autism. And a couple times in this press conference, he would say something, then turn to somebody and be like, is that true? But man, no, it's all on the paper. They put it all on the paper. You had RFK Jr. turn from purple to red. Because then he just started going off on like vaccines in general. And just started saying like, look, it's too much. It's too much. And he's not the first person, he's not the only person to be saying that. It's too much at one time. You got those beautiful babies and you shooting them up with 80 shots of liquid. The thing that stuck out to me about the liquid thing is that you could tell he wanted to say juice. You could tell he's like, they put too much juice in them babies. Nobody need all that vaccine juice. No, it was truly wild. And then it was over. And then it was over. I can't imagine what it must have been like to be on the board of Tylenol. If you're on the board of Tylenol watching this press conference, you over here probably on a whole roller coaster of emotions. Like, at first you'd be sweating because they had let it slip several times that this is basically what the topic was gonna be and what was gonna be said. It had been like, you know, pieced out, little flavor, little sprinkle here and there for the media all the way up until that press conference, right? But then, when they actually said it, I'm sure Tylenol was stressing when they said this is what the press conference was going to be about. This is what they were going to talk about. You work at Tylenol, you sitting there, edge of your seat. And then he goes to say the name of the drug, and you're probably like, this might not be that bad for us, honestly. Like, he almost said a cinnamon. We might be in the clear here. All we gotta do is come out with a label, no cinnamon in our product. We'll be fine. And then he says your brand name. Then he says your brand name over and over again, and now you're like, that's not good. That one came out perfectly. And then he talks about the Amish, and you're like, I guess if people watch the whole thing, they'll be confused enough to not know if they should take it or not. Because my thing is, look, why have such an unforced error? You know what I mean? Go ahead. You already got Caroline Levitt talking to the media all the time. Get her out there to start the thing. Get her to say the name of the drug and then walk off. Then you can go and just go off your vibes and everything. You had two people on either side of you that probably say the name of the drug all the time. Well, don't let him, but let Dr. Oz say it. Let him earn his keep. No, he over here supposed to be a doctor. Got the shortest name I've ever seen. Because I do my best to be up on the news, but I don't always want to talk about, politics and stuff. Sometimes there's stuff that happens that has nothing to do with anything political, and it just warms your heart to see it. You'll see a news story that captivates you, and it doesn't take you into like any sort of polarized position, Like I saw this South Carolina teacher that got arrested for using fart spray on the students as a punishment. Look, I'm not a teacher. I come from like a family of teachers, people that work in education. And like kids have always and will always drive adults insane. It's like part of the bargain that we have. Is part of the truce, It's like y'all won't do a Lord of the Flies. Y'all just be bad in school. And we'll pay the bills. And like, I can't imagine what it's like to teach, especially now. You have kids who genuinely, because of like lockdown and COVID and stuff like that, missed out on little pieces. You have adults now who missed out on like a full college experience. You also have little kids who missed out on having their friends over and, being able to socialize at a very specific point in their life. So everybody's been like knocked off they're kilter a little bit by COVID and by lockdown not being able to just be with each other. That's just, a fact. And because of how school was going in that time, you have people who are really behind because they didn't have that special attention. You had to do school on Zoom with a bunch of other students, and maybe a kid needed help and they couldn't get it immediately, not in the way you can get it when you're present, I can't imagine what it would be like right now to be in school, sitting there, trying to do my algebra like zzz, 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 zzz. And so then the kids come back to school and, some of them are excited to see their friends. Some of them are still trying to learn how to socialize. Some of them, maybe aren't as affected as others. But kids will be kids. Kids will be loud. They won't listen, all that stuff. And then what do you do if you're a teacher? You got teachers out here fighting for their lives just to try to teach you some English. You see videos of it all the time, teachers going through it because students don't want to listen, all this stuff. This is the person that's just trying to make sure you know how to spell. So one day, if you make it all the way to the White House and you have to address the nation, you won't be like, cinematosis. And so if you're a teacher, you know what I mean? What do? Like my teachers used to yell. Teachers yell. It happens. Hey, stop! And you can tell. There's a certain yell, especially when you got like a male teacher. There's a certain yell that you can tell you broke him because his voice cracked. You know what I mean? Like, if he's like, hey, hey, y'all, chill out, right? And he's had enough of it, and maybe you're the first period of the day. You know what I mean? Y'all being a little loud. Hey, listen up, right? Something happened at about 5th period and on. Where if you really got him at his wits' end, he'd be like, hey! Can't even help you people. That's how you can tell. That's how you can tell when a teacher really at the edge, when they just start talking to the students like they are society. Like it's like you do your best, You go to a state school to save money because you know you're not going to make it here. You got a passion for Spanish, so you try to teach it to you knuckleheads. Just truly, teacher ready to cry. Over here, you get that third shut up. Sometimes that third shut up doesn't have any bass behind it. It sounds a little bit, shut up! Leaning against the board. I don't know what to do. And so what do? You know what I mean? Yelling doesn't work. You can't hit them. Somebody came up with a plan. Somebody was like, all right, y'all don't respect me? Okay, y'all don't respect me? You will respect this. Because I've read different reports. Some reports say he was like doing a prank or whatever. Some reports say he was like mad about whatever. But I'm telling you, he could have done it for any amount of reasons. Maybe this dude didn't take his job seriously. Maybe, he was out here just trying to prank for fun. He's somehow like a teacher's assistant, whatever, and still hadn't grown up. So then he's over here. Ooh, look at you, stinky, ooh. Ooh, stink butt over here, ooh. Maybe. But maybe he had had enough. You can only take so many spitballs to the back of the neck before you snap. Maybe this dude came in one day and was like, all right, look,
I hate this come to this, I really do. But please believe me, if you talk all the time or you never talked before, anybody can get it, all right? I'm not gonna lose my voice this week because y'all don't wanna learn. Anybody can get it, anybody. I'm gonna put it right here. And I'm begging y'all not to test me. As soon as somebody's talking to their friend, he's like, what? He must have been brandishing it. He must have been wielding it because apparently, like, from what I read, like 100 parents complained or something. This dude got arrested, and then I think they said like 2 students went to the hospital or something like that. And I'm sure you over there in interrogation tried to defend yourself. They should have thought about that asthma when they were doing all that talking, all right? How do we know it was a spray? What if it was that talking that caused the asthma attack? Over here, mouth moving 100 miles a minute. I'm trying to teach something. Listening is easy to breathe. Because I wonder how much he must have done it. You know what I mean? Was it just off of anything? Just one little noise? Huh? Or did he wait? Was he like writing on the board, letting the chatter sort of build? And then that's the thing. When you're a kid in class, you always think you're good if you're just not as loud as the loudest person. But that noise rises the entire level of the volume, because now if everybody's talking a little bit, somebody's gonna get a little bit more confident, get a little louder. Everybody starts talking a little louder, and as long as they're not as loud as the loud one, now everybody's basically screaming just so they can hear themselves because they're all doing so much talking, and next thing you know, he whips around, hey! Y'all gonna learn today. Because even the school said that he did $55,000 worth of damage. How? It must just be in the walls now.
Knock it.